Not many with direct links to our coverage area have been thrust into the international spotlight recently, quite like tonight's newsmaker. He grew up in Greensboro, is a Page High School and North Carolina A&T State University graduate, and for more than 25 years, he worked for the Greensboro Police Department, where he served as chief from 2020 until May of last year. That's when he left to become chief of the UNC Chapel Hill Campus Police Department, and just a little more than a year into that job, Brian James faced something not many police chiefs face in their careers. A few days ago, in his first one-on-one in-person interview since it happened, he and I spoke about it.
It's a beautiful place. You look at the students that are here who are receiving a world-class education. If you say UNC anywhere in the country or in the world even, they know you're talking about the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
But on August 28th,
close the doors and stay inside. There's an active shooter. But you need to lock the campus down. I see students walking past this building left and right. I don't know where he went.
The world learned something tragic had happened at UNC Chapel Hill. A professor was shot and killed in a campus laboratory building. Up until that moment, it had been a normal day for campus police chief Brian James.
I was right here in my office when I heard about it, and I had my radio on, and I actually heard the call on the radio.
Within 2 minutes, campus police entered the building, found the victim, and realized a gunman was at large. Faculty, staff, and students, some of whom were already jumping out of windows, learned through this cell phone push alert they needed to shelter in place.
Was it your decision to initiate that push alert? Did you make that call, or was it someone else?
I made the call.
Multiple area law enforcement agencies got that alert as well, and in part through mutual aid agreements, sent officers to Chapel Hill.
So I certainly wanted all the resources I could get initially to stabilize the situation.
More than 3 hours later, the situation was stabilized even more with the arrest of the suspect off campus.
To actually have the suspect in custody, it gives us an opportunity to figure out the why.
In the hours that followed, you could see where a bullet had gone through a window in the area of the building where the shooting took place. Today, the glass has been repaired, but a shade covers the window on the other side. And while Chief James can't talk about the shooting investigation, he can talk about his department's response while looking ahead to the future. He says while he's pleased with his department's response in securing the building and getting the alert out quickly, he'd like to see better coordination with the outside responding agencies whose officers may not be familiar with such a big campus.
We want to figure out how we can better direct them on exactly where we need them to be.
Some students complained they were sitting in class when the shelter-in-place alert went out, and they say their professors just kept on teaching just like nothing had happened.
So right now, we are going back and conducting a number of active shooter trainings to ensure that all of our faculty and all of our staff know exactly what to do in case we have another incident like that.
Is that mandatory for staff members to do that, or is it optional?
So it's not mandatory.
As police chief, is that something you would recommend to administrators if they're considering such a thing?
I would certainly support it. What I'll say, though, is I've alluded to the numbers of people on campus. It's hard to get in front in person to that many people. So we would have to look at other platforms, like, for instance, if we offered it through a virtual training.
Also in the works, plans to get a platform that would merge the 7 different surveillance camera systems on campus for easier and quicker video retrieval. The university is also spending about $80,000 on 22 license plate reading cameras like these.
And we want to make sure that we have something in place where if someone comes on campus using a vehicle and commits a crime, that we at least have an opportunity to follow up and identify the person who was operating that vehicle.
But Chief James and his department's 120 employees, including 61 officers, are still facing the challenge of having to serve and protect as many as 50,000 people who flow in and out of a very public place every day.
Is this campus safe?
Yes, it is. But when you say safe, when you say this campus is safe or any community is safe, it doesn't mean that you're immune to anything happening on campus. And we always have to keep that in mind, that we have to be cognizant of any threats that may come to campus. And that's only done through planning, through communication, and making sure that we have the right resources in place to prevent that.
16 days after that deadly shooting, the campus was locked down again when a man threatened a campus employee with a gun in the student union. For that, Chief James says the responding outside agencies were better prepared in knowing where to go. And based on critiques from the public of the August 28th response, the university also pushed out more information to the community more quickly. Fortunately, that event didn't last as long and no one was hurt. As for his department's own active shooter training, he says it happens frequently. In fact, an intensive training session happened in June, about 2 months before this deadly shooting.